have no access to safe water. 10 million children die before they reach the age of 5. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, the honorable educators. My topic today is what is growing and who is dying. Most country accounts that the world health is improving. WHO claims that have the capacity to eradicate nearly all infectious disease and even celebrate the many health success in the last half century. But closer examination shows that the signs of dramatic improvement in health are deceptive in important respects. Gains in some areas are counterbalanced by stagnation and decline in others. Aggregate statistics mask the fact that health improvements are unevenly distributed between 26 wealthiest countries and 48 less developed nations. Here I am, reminded the year of 2000, when 191 member states of United Nations held a World Summit Conference, which made a declaration known as Millennium Development Goals, the goals of 2015, which every member state pledged to meet, such as elimination of hunger and poverty, drastic reduction in child mortality rates, reversing the spread of AIDS and other deadly diseases. Now, 11 years later, almost the final year 2015, do we see any sign of realizing these goals? Today, half of the world, 3 billion people, still live under $2 a day. 270 million children have no access to safe water. 10 million children die before they reach the age of 5. And the fact, 50% of them die because of hunger, just because of food. The food worth for life that you and I think is priceless. In Africa, for last 2 decades, the undernourished people has increased more than double. In South Central Asia, 50% of children are undernourished. And of course, I don't deny this because I've been working as a family physician in my country in remote place, and at that time, I found so many children were malnourished. How about AIDS? Do we come to harness the spread of AIDS? Certainly not. And ladies and gentlemen, the single irrefutable truth now that AIDS is spreading wider and faster than ever before. In West Coast Africa, more than 10% of population are infected. In Nigeria alone, more than 1 every 20 adults are HIV positive. And life expectancy in more than African adjacent countries will soon be 17 years shorter than most developed nations. Certainly I agree that now we have a complete understanding about rules of diet, smoking, alcohol play on our health than we did 50 years ago. We possess a greater number of vaccines, drugs to cure and prevent major disease. We also have a more complete, accurate diagnostic method, less invasive and more sophisticated medical intervention. Despite these enabling factors, while the proportion of people in a good health are better than we did 50 years ago, but, ladies and gentlemen, the absolute number of people suffering from preventable disease with no or little access to healthcare has also risen dramatically in the same period. This paradox, poverty and wealth, frame our questioning in what is growing, who is dying, or can we just say dying for growth? One of pathetic example. In the United States, 1/3 of adult population are overweight, and they spend about $34 billion each year to reduce their weight. Ironically, in some part of the world, there there are still people suffer from hunger. Actually, work can produce enough grain to provide 3,600 calories per people per day. But why? Why, ladies and gentlemen, still there is a people in hunger? That's because uneven distribution. So, who can be blamed for all this? Of course, we can blame the government. How they disappointing they all seem to be. In one moment they are pledging to build a better future for us, but in other moment they are igniting wars, killing more innocent people. But don't you think we ordinary folks should also take some responsibility for, say, elimination of hunger and poverty? When we are rushing to school, works, or even place of entertainment, how many times we stop just to offer the food to the deprived on the street? In fact, how many times we help people who are in need just around us? Ladies and gentlemen, why we are still stand idly about when we can conquer this thing? We can make everything is growing and no one is dying. It's not just a positive thought. We can make it into reality. But for it to be possible, we must all be committed. We must all be united. And the most important thing is put our words into deeds and become the first and foremost practical doers.